Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the AEW Dark review for the 3rd of October 2022. Um, After being away from major aspects of wrestling for the last couple of months, except my own enjoyment watching, but not really covering shows, the one thing I can say is that Dark is still not a needed show by any stretch of the imagination. Also, can say that in the end, um, there are some improvements since we left. Ian Riccaboni being part of the broadcast team, although why not put him on Dynamite and Rampage instead of these internet shows? I don't understand, but regardless, that's what's there. Sky Blue defeats Trish Adora. Trish Adora, if you haven't seen her before, is an indie standout lady wrestler who has a lot of talent. Sky Blue is also fun as well. Blue gets a side headlock, but Adora fights back, hits a bunch of shoulder tackles, and then a submission. Blue fights out and hits the Skyfall, but a German suplex gets Adora out of that, and then she bridges into the pin, but Blue kicks out and connects with the Skyfall for the win. They're still pushing Sky Blue, which is good, just wish they had a direction. Brian Cage didn't even know he was still here with Prince Nana. Didn't know he was still here either, defeating Tracy Williams. Good to see him on a national stage at some level. This is the first time that Cage has been in action since October 2021. And then he gets in an upper hand position because of his power. Technical ability from Williams is a good styles clash. Williams does deserve more. I love him from his Evolve days, and he has improved since then. Cage moves out of the way. Williams in the corner and lifts him up for an outside suplex from the middle rope, and then does crawls with him. Williams keeps fighting back. Williams has a lot of talent, and I would hate to see him in just this enhancement role. Cool DDT and drives Cage's head into the buckle before locking on the STF. Cage powers out and nails the drill claw for the win. Cage looks like a monster, but I'm not sure that Tracy Williams is the one that needed to be in the monster food position. Cage answers where he's been in a promo. He's putting together an undefeated streak and will return on the third anniversary edition of Dynamite this Wednesday against Wardlow for the TNT title open challenge, which could be a good match if it's handled properly. Lance Archer defeats Cheeseburger. Cheeseburger's favorite didn't get his entrance and tries to run away. Archer just keeps doing his deal and hits Cheeseburger with a suplex, but then gets nailed with a slingshot. Cheeseburger gets thrown across the ring. Archer then goes to the blackout, and Cheeseburger fights out, but Archer goes at it again and hits him with the same maneuver for the win. Abaddon defeats Abby James. Not really a reason for this match other than the fact they're holding on to Abaddon, which I don't fully understand. Abaddon's scary. And Jane is basically Smiley, so styles clash in personality. Abaddon gets everything in the match, and then hits a backward mule kick and a senton, and Abaddon gets a quick pin. She hasn't lost a match since her no DQ for the women's championship last year. So basically, we've wasted a year of a person's life due to bad booking. Anyway, ROH six-man tag team champions, Dalton Castle and the boys. Why do we need another title? Defeating Primal Fear, Aiden Serrano, Gabriel Holler, and Matthew Omen retaining the titles. Primal Fear gets an entrance. Anyway, Castle and Serrano start the match, and there's a chop by the underdog. Castle comes back with the boys, and Riccaboni mentions that he starts using his amateur prowess in the match. The boys helps Castle with the triple team. Primal Fear gets an upper hand with their own triple team boot for their trouble. Castle and the boys do a decent enough move and throw out each of the boys into Tope's. Castle then hits the Bangarang on Omen, giving his team the win, and a successful title defense against a title that no one really cares about. Anyway, Kip Sabian and Penelope Ford, why are these people still employed, against GS Scott and LSG. Scott and G have tagged here. Sabian leads to basically sends him into his own corner. Some double teams from the heels. Sabian then goes for an end and a tie-up, confusing just about everybody. Lucha Brothers with Alex Abrahantes defeat Dante Martin and Tony Deppen. Lots of high-flying tag team wrestling here, but nothing that really is going to mean anything in 2 minutes. Side headlocks, Phoenix and Martin keep going back and forth. They shake hands. Deppen and Penta tags in. Penta then makes... There's no chance that he's going to get anything together. Phoenix has Deppen in position while Penta hits a dropkick to the hind part of Deppen for near fall. Martin then gets a hot tag, takes out both men, and Phoenix then comes in, tags in. Penta follows up with an assisted pile driver. Deppen gets nailed for the win. Anyway, Best Friends and Danhausen and Rocky Romero defeat the Factory. Solo, Cole Carter, Nick Canamaro, and QT Marshall. A multi-person match for the sake of multi-person matches because everybody has to be friends and be on the show. Best Friends made up an interesting tag team for sure. Danhausen being wasted in throwaway segments, and that says a lot because Danhausen is a really favorite character of mine. He bites the finger of QT Marshall. Carter's the newest member of the Factory, which basically means they don't see much in him, but they want him to get some sort of rub from something. He gets beat on by Romero and Danhausen. They go back on the offense thinking that Camarado hits a clothesline behind the referee's back. Marshall does the same thing with the Arn Anderson style right hand. They dominate Romero, cut him off in the ring. Hip toss Romero, tag into Chuck Taylor. Why is he still employed? Best Friends go to work, quickly tagging out Solo and Camarato, but Marshall fights dirty and finds his way back in. Trent and Romero do their signature moves of Roppongi Vice, and then everybody dives all over everywhere because who cares about psychology? Solo comes back into the match and gets cursed by Danhausen, leading to a strong 0 for the win. Best Friends team ends the show, and finally it is mercifully over. Again, Dark hasn't changed much in a couple of months. Not really needed, but it's here anyway. We'll be back with more right after this.